the Pakistani American community is so important to the United States. In fact, do you know that from any one country abroad, there are more physicians in the United States who have Pakistani history, have Pakistani heritage. And we, in this great country of ours together, we honor the medical field highest in terms of all the occupations that Americans hold. And thus, the Pakistani society here in the United States have moved quickly to show talent, to show the capacity to learn within the American institutions and then go forward to accomplish great things, to keep lives from being sick, to help those who are sick become recovered, and then for those that need greater surgeries, like Dr. Mahmood does, is something that is wonderful. It's a testimony. And as a matter of fact, the reality is that none of us will ever go throughout our lifetime without having to consult with a doctor. And so this is the universal fact. So thank you very much, Doctor, for your greatness as a man. Mayor's positions and city council positions, that it's truly important upon any elected official to recognize clearly that they represent everyone. They may hold a party membership, they may hold a certain office, but I'll tell you, the difficulty that some people have when they're elected, they think they're only serving whoever voted for them. And in a pure democracy, that's not the answer. The answer is whether someone voted for you or not, you are obligated to think in the best interest of the entire American society. And thus, to me, what I love most is that when I ran for this office, and to make just one small point of significance about it, the sheriff of Los Angeles County is elected by more votes than 42 governors and 84 United States senators. Now, I only say that because our great mayor, Antonio Villaraigosa, who I love, and every other elected official, including our district attorney, Steve Cooley, all of them have understood what we've done together 9.5 years ago, and that is incorporate the aspirations of all of our ethnic groups as well as our religious groups into the offices that we all hold. That this is something that is a part of the American reality, that we cherish the freedom of religion, we cherish the enterprising nature of all human beings. All Americans are our priority, obviously. Pakistani Americans are Americans. And as a result, we have this great success story that each and every one of you here represent, as well as myself, who grew up in the poorest part of Los Angeles by grandparents who raised me, and thank God they gave me good direction, because I'd probably be in the jail that I'm now managing. But I learned the hard way, you know, and I might say my doctorate degree from USC is something I'm very, very proud of. But I'll tell you this, it was my graduation from the United States Marine Corps boot camp that I'm most proud of, because it means I'm willing to serve my nation in time of great need beyond my own occupational safety, which is law enforcement. But I didn't get my doctorate degree until I was 51 years old. And so my point in that is that it's never too late to have your dream come true in this country that we serve. And so let me say to you that what you're doing today with this particular fund is significant because it is a historic occasion. All of the things that I can say to you, and I don't have enough time, we want to go eat anyway, is that the lessons that I've been taught by my friends from the Pakistani American community are beyond calculation. When I first became involved with COPA, I went to a major dinner. Bob Din was the chair at the time, and he said, "You got to come." I said, "I'd love to." So we came, and we enjoyed a great evening. And then, of course, it gave me really a strong insight to the talent that the Pakistani American community has. And then I quickly understood that the faith of the Muslim societies throughout America and the world is something that is wonderful, that it is not something that all of us couldn't learn from in our daily lives. And thus, I became more involved with making sure that our American Constitution, the protection of all religion, was an absolute priority for people who are in law enforcement like myself, that hate crimes of various types are forbidden, and no matter what religion, that no one person or one other religion can attack another religion and call that American is clearly against the law. And so here we are learning how to have interfaith dialogues as well as have interfaith harmony, and to ensure that America as a nation obeys its laws that protect religion as well as people that have those religious beliefs. When 9/11 happened, it was quickly that I said we need to get every religious leader together so we can make sure there's no backlash to those who are of Muslim faith. And this proved to be, I think, very successful. But at the same time, as some of you know, there's over 100 7-Elevens owned by Pakistani Americans, and they were being intimidated by their customers. You know, you can't have that. You know, you're there to do business. You're Americans. You're paying taxes. You're doing all the things the right way. And then the customer come in there and say, well, you must be happy about the 9/11 things. And then this is frightening to hear when you have done everything the right way. So in that meeting, several days after 9/11, we got together. The 7-Eleven Corporation offered the idea that maybe you can help us with this problem with some of our customers. So I got a hold of every police chief in Los Angeles County and Orange County, and I says, here's the list of where your 7-Elevens are owned by Pakistani Americans. Go in there and offer some support and have a relationship so that if some idiot comes in and starts acting like a fool, then you'll know who that person is, and that person will understand that they cannot go over the line here, and that they are basically a suspicious person, and we're not going to tolerate any of this nonsense from you. So this worked into what eventually became the great trip to Pakistan, because I had met President Musharraf here in Los Angeles, thanks to some of the members of COPA, Irshad Haq, I mentioned him in particular, but also Warren Christopher, our former Secretary of State, is the one who actually invited me to this particular occasion. And I asked him point blank, if I come to Pakistan, can I have an audience with you so we can talk about homeland security issues? And he says, of course. So there it was. And one person who went with me, in my team, there was a big team of Pakistani Americans that went, is Hamid Malik. And Hamid just wave at everybody. They all know you anyway. But we were over there in Lahore, and the first thing I got interested in was Basant. I says, I don't need to talk to anybody. I want to fly the kites. And so I lost 5 kites right away. And the young children who were up on the roof, you know how they do on the roof of the buildings where you have some banquet halls and things like this, the children were having fun. They said, this old man, he doesn't know how to fly anything. So you take his kites right away. But the beauty of the country is what struck me, because the country is the people, and it's the beauty of the people that I believe most is significant. You know, think about it. There's a lot in Lahore, and there's many, many things in the medical field that I went to a hospital because it was an important one to go to. The doctors got together and they put a hospital up with their own money, free for the people who were living in the city that had no funds to go to any hospital care. But they had a particular hospital, and it was a beautiful experience for me to see how kind and charitable the successful Pakistani medical field is back home. And then off, of course, we went and met governors, and we met police chiefs, and we met the head of intelligence. We met all the right people in my field. But off to Islamabad, which is a very beautiful place, as you know. And then from Islamabad to Peshawar, and then up the Khyber Pass. And that's for the Pashtun. Everybody looked at me like, well, where have you been? We've been waiting. We've been waiting for you. And welcome home.